Hi, this is Jim Starkweather, the publisher of KitMaker Network, and welcome to another mail call. Yes, I know it's been a while, and yes, I know I say that all the time. Uh, but this time, I have a bad excuse. Well, okay. I moved, and back in October, and I just, have been kind of getting re-set up with all my stuff and places to put things, and lost my microphone for a while. I couldn't find it. Didn't really have a good place to shoot. The office upstairs is like this little 10 by 10 thing with one tiny little window, because this is actually an old barn that I'm living in that was converted back in the 80s to an apartment. So it's rather interesting, but it's nice. It's got really nice wood floors and decent amount of space and so forth. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. But anyway, so yeah, that in the winter. It's just been winter. You know, you can see outside. It's not a great time to shoot in terms of light and stuff. So the lighting in here is going to be kind of eh. I've actually seen the latter part of this video because guess what? As you'll see later, I forgot to turn the sound on or the power on my microphone. So, and once the microphone's plugged into the camera, then the camera goes, "Oh, okay. I assumed you wanted to get sound from this microphone you've got plugged in. So I'm just going to turn off your regular internal speaker, even though there's no sound coming in." Nice job, Apple engineers. Anyway, so yeah, I could have had at least the phone microphone working, but no idea. So I'm gonna have to redo all this, but not all of it, just part of it. All right. Well, now I'm trying to remember what the hell I said. Okay. Well, I think I said something about the fact. Oh yeah, a couple of things. The December 15th, 2021 was our 20th anniversary. So I'd like to congratulate the staff, the people, all the community of Armorama and KitMaker, because it's been 20 years since this community started, or over 20 years now. We're in our 21st year, so we're almost ready to drink, but, but not quite. And we'll have a special celebration when we turn 21. So yeah, that was a big milestone. I didn't really celebrate it much, which again shows you how busy I've been with doing other things. So yeah. Everything has been going pretty well for me personally. I have started an actual job, which I haven't had in a while because, times are tight and everybody's got to, make do where they can. So I've taken a job that's only 4 days a week, and it's a limited number of hours, but still it's enough to keep me pretty busy compared to my super free, quasi-retirement stage that I was in before. Yeah, so it's making it even harder to do stuff like this. But I will try to make the time. We'll continue to get samples in from companies like IBG and MIG, from Kitty Hawk and from Panda. And I'm open to getting more samples, but a lot of the samples I had rerouted. Stuff that we used to get from Zvezda and some other companies, I've had rerouted to Darren and some other people overseas. So they get all those samples now. So I'm not getting as much as I used to get. So you'll get fewer videos from me. Sorry, but gone are the days of getting like 50 boxes, like of 50 kits. And I'm kind of thankful for that, to be honest. That was a lot of work. So anyways, so let me get back to where I was. All right, so I kind of opened everything obviously by now because in the original one I opened these boxes, and then you'll see I'll open some boxes later. If you missed the opening boxes thing, I'll do it later. But we did get in from Kitty
Kinetic Gold.
The F104 was it A/C in 1/48 scale. This kit came out a while ago. Unfortunately, it sat in my mail facility for a while. I went in and asked them, did I have any mail? And they said no. And then I went back 3 or 4 months later, and they said, oh yeah, you do have something here, even though that box was there when I went in. But when I went in that other previous time, and nor did they, they had my contact information, nor did they ever try to even contact me. So bad mail place. They're a little bit kind of goofy there. Kind of, sort of. All right, so in this kit, I did open it up before, and I'll do it again, but it's got a nice big old set of clear here with a single bag of gray styrene and 1/48 scale. This is a pretty large plane, so it's still a pretty decent size. This one has the I assume these are long-range side fuel tanks. Although they've got little fins on them, so they almost look like they could be like weapons or something. But I'm pretty sure they're fuel tanks, because I know this plane drank, jet fuel and went really fast. So, because it was a starfighter. Isn't this the one that Chuck Yeager flew up at the end of the movie? Pretty sure this was, or was it a similar plane? I can't remember. But somebody will correct me in the comment section, I'm sure. And this one comes with a couple different markings for the 434th TFS, the 479th for Georgia Air Force Base, for the Georgia Air Force Base, California, sorry. And also comes with a Puerto Rican 198th TFS, and that's the same George. And then it comes with a 435th or 479th UDORN markings, which RTAFB. Not sure where UDORN is. But anyways, and then we have a nice big old decal sheet, although it looks fairly straightforward, but it must have the markings for the Puerto Rican and other things in a tiny little photo etch sheet. So let me cover up my decals with my manual. All right, and that's the kinetic gold. Actually, this is kinetic gold, isn't it? So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's working for them now. I was getting confused because he's no longer with Kitty Hawk. So this is from Kinetic Gold. So this is somebody new sending us kits. So thanks. Sorry, I fell into my old ways thinking it was either going to be a Kitty Hawk kit or a Panda kit because it comes from the same rep. So and then we got from MIG I've never heard of this term before, but the counter British camo. And they're showing it on, I believe this is a Matilda, but it goes on different tanks, I believe. They've got a couple different ones marked on the back here anyways, in different camo schemes for an M3, I'm not sure what that one is, I don't remember, and then like a Valentine or something. And then we also got in more of their little brushers. This one is fuel stains. And if you're not familiar with the brushers, these are the ones that, just unscrew and the brush comes out all in one piece. So, and it's been in here for a while, but I'm seeing if it's oh yeah, no, it's still flexible. So probably need to shake these up before you use them, I would imagine. Oh yeah, the wonderful smell of chemicals. And this one, did I say this one was fuel stains? Yes. And this one's wet effects brusher. And this one is fresh engine oil brusher. So those are from MIG, or Ammo by MIG. I always say MIG because, MIG, but it's Ammo by MIG because we don't want to confuse it with the old company. Acrylic plasticator thin is also from Ammo. And I'm not sure what these plasticators do. Is it like building up like a plastic layer of something? It's acrylic plasticator thin, and then they have an acrylic plasticator thick. So I'm going to use my brain and think that that's what those are without actually doing the homework and looking them up. And then I also mentioned that I got this book from what's the publishing company again? From the fine folks at Grove Atlantic, the publishers of James Holland's more recent book back in October probably or whatever of his Brothers in Arms. And this is the One Legendary Tank Regiment's Bloody War from D-Day to VE Day. And in my original video, I said this, and I'll go ahead and say it again, that I actually saw this featured on one of my YouTuber people that I follow who does World of Tanks videos mostly, and I use World of Warships and other things. But and he was promoting the Audible, that he listened to the Audible for this, which is ironic because I've mostly been listening to Audible myself lately, and I wish I had an Audible account or something or whatever referral thingy to put in a little link down below to go to Audible and get some thing or whatever promo thing with my code. What code would I use? Armorama? Or yeah, maybe Armorama or KitMaker. But anyways, but yeah, I've listened to every book that in the Saxon series, which is what the Last Kingdom. If anybody's been watching the Netflix series Last Kingdom, he did about 16 or 17 books in that series. They're only going to do maybe 14 or something of the books by the time they finish, which they are finished, right? So, but the end of the show was like up to the 14th book. They did 2 books every season, right? Or maybe they didn't even get that far. Maybe it was the 10th book or something. Anyways, but yeah, I've listened to all those books. I've listened to the Warlord series, which is an Arthurian one. That was also pretty good. And I've also listened to I've started listening to the Sharp series. That I'm only on this. I'll be on the 3rd book when I start it. But yeah, when that is, haven't released the audiobook or the new audiobook or whatever for that one yet. But it comes out in March. All right, well, and then the next part of this video will be me continuing on for where I left off. So we'll just cut that right here and start from there. All right, so in this box, we've got several paint kits here. We've got the Stug 3 early and mid colors, which include Raw 6003, I think, over... Boy, I need my reading glasses on for some of these. These are too small. Dunkergrau, Sandgras, Dunkergelb. Sure, you know, basically all the colors you need to paint a Stug. Okay, and then we've got Stug 3 mid and late colors. And we've got their new, I assume they're new, Vignettes Acrylic Mud Dry Earth Ground and Dry Ground, or Arid Dry Ground. So Dry Earth Ground and Arid Dry Ground. And these are paints, right? Well, they have seals on them like they're paints, so I'm not going to break the seal, but yeah, they're acrylic. There's no sandy stuff, so yeah, there must be acrylic paint on materials. And then we have red Magma Cement. Red Magma Cement. What was that noise? I have to check again. Make sure something hasn't happened in my video. Nope, we're still going. 13 minutes. Lots of editing is going to be required on this one, I think. All right, so this one is Night Blue Cement. And, you know, again, I get a conversion chart. Thank you. Sanding and polishing tools, user guide. Panel line wash. This is also a user guide. Weathering. And filter acrylic and enamel. This is a new product, I think. Didn't get any of these, right? And acrylic wash and enamel. So, man, you know, if you're a store, the products must be exploding. You must be, like, trying to figure out where to put all this stuff. I mean, because, like, you know, just putting a display like that in a store has got to be and, you know, then you've got, potentially, you've got to display this full lineup, which, you know, that's a lot of things. So I feel for the physical stores out there, because it's, you know, it used to be you could have X amount of space dedicated, and now it's like, because the product lines keep growing and expanding, there's just more stuff available than there used to be. I'm sure everybody knows that, so I'm not saying anything that's all that weird. All right, and let's get this garbage off here. And then we have the IBG stuff. Let's open that. Now these are in two boxes. Also, one came earlier and one came later. Let's see. This one is going to be the more recent one. We'll do that one next. And this is the older one that has, again, sat around at my mail facility because apparently when I went in October, they couldn't find it, or it wasn't, you know, whatever. I got a new person who said it wasn't there, or nothing that was there. And then I found out that, you know, these have been sent, and then thought they were either lost or didn't, you know, got sent back or whatever. I don't need you, customs forms. Waste of government bureaucracy. Oops, that is not opening. Hey, we're back to Jim opens boxes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I could have opened these all in advance. I'm sure I could have. Hey, guess what we've got? We've got Polish newspapers. T-shirty. I love that I can read some of it. You know, the Polish language has to be, or yeah, I suppose any Slavic language, has got to be quite a stretch for someone like an English speaker, or even French or Romance language speakers to you know, just try to learn. It's just so different. Anyways, sorry, getting sidetracked. Sidetracked with distractions. All right, what do we have? We've got the 7 TP Polish tank, twin turret early, and in 1/35th scale. Take a quick peek. This gray styrene with lots of parts and individual track links. Big old honkin' photo etch piece with small decal sheet, color instructions, IBG's typical, multi-piece hull, so not a single piece bottom hull section. All right, moving on, we've got the Polish WZ 14/19 100mm howitzer in 1/35 scale. And I'll take a quick peek if I can figure out how to open the box. Metal barrel, nice. And nothing else of discernible note. Lots of good-looking gray styrene. Okay, the Chevrolet C60S petrol tank in 1/72 scale. So this is something, we're seeing more 1/35 stuff, obviously, from ABG over the last couple of years than before. It was a lot of 1/72 prior, so this is back to their roots. But I'm sure a kit that the 1/72 scale builders would like. And then again, a 1/72 scale Type 95 Hago tank, Japanese Imperial Army tank. And again, very tiny, little tiny tankette. I love the term tankette, like they're so cute. Isn't it so cute? It's like a tankette. And then we have a 1/72 scale PZL P11C Polish fighter. So, nice bronzy paint scheme on this one. I do like that. And again, this is the fuselage size, so pretty small, but the wings look like they're in, is that a one piece? I don't believe anything else goes on that. Might be wrong, but maybe there's another piece maybe that piece goes underneath. Yeah, that piece goes underneath. Okay. So, but yeah, nice three-piece arrangement there for the main upper wing. Some photo etch and some clear as well. Decent sized photo etch sheet. So, yeah, some interesting little offerings there for this particular box. And of course, I will save the paper. I do wonder if I take these to my recycling center, if someone runs across the newspaper, they're going to go, what the heck? Flying X-Acto. That's always bad. Actually, my cooking knives over there flown off twice, and I'm like, whoa! One time it hit my wood floor, and I was hoping it didn't do any major damage to the floor. The knife seemed to be fine. So my new apartment is in a barn. This is like kind of a refitted barn area. It's an old 1700s barn. And it does have electric heat. It doesn't have the wood stove or anything like that. So it's been a little bit of a power hog in terms of electricity. Wow. Really glad they put those custom forms on there. Because, they don't use them here. It's like they gotta put customs forms on to send to the United States. They never look at them. I have never once been contacted by a member of the U.S. government for customs. I mean, I know some of you in other countries are gonna be like, oh, what? You've never had to. I've never had to pay anything for any of the samples I've ever received. Zero. Not once. I think once I got an email from the, I don't know if it was customs or, well, it was FedEx for customs, and it was one of the MiG shipments, and it was because it had, I believe because it had something that was leaking, so they were a little bit like annoyed that the product was leaking something. But other than that, no, never had to. I've never been contacted. Okay, so in this box we've got, and these are the newer January releases, we've got the 3 RO Italian tank in 1/72 scale. Again, we'll take a quick peekaroo. Nice little rear canvasy section there for the top. And clear and decal sheet. I don't see any photo etch since it's hiding. Nope. All gray styrene. Very tiny little parts. And then we've got a 1/72 scale 3RO Italian truck with 100/17 100mm howitzer, which makes for a kind of cool vehicle. When, you know, like it was a 1/72 scale Dio or something. This one's very similar. Clear for the windows and decal sheet. And of course, this one doesn't have the rear canvas because there's no top. And we've got a Cromwell Mark IV British tank, hull type C in 1/72 scale. And this one is similarly arranged with the single piece all done tank treads. You can see that. But basically, it's where the all the wheels are already in with the treads, and you just slap them on the sides, and you're done. So, but very nice detail looks like on this kit. Mostly the turret rivets and so forth are very good looking. Cromwell tank, one of everybody's favorite in the world of tanks. And then we have a Centaur Mark IV British tank in 1/72 scale. And this one probably going to be very similar. Yep, has the same track arrangement. Nice large decal sheet. And then it has some kind of resin piece here. Not sure what that is. I think it's the front glacis, with the driver's hatches and everything. That's what it looks like. I'm not sure why they had to do that one in resin versus just doing it in plastic. Maybe it has a lot of detail on it they wanted to capture. So, interesting. And then we have a couple of aircraft. We've got a 1/72 scale Focke-Wulf F1 190-15 torpedo bomber with a hella camouflage there. And it's a very interesting torpedo. I assume that's the torpedo in the middle. It's probably I wonder if this is a real or a 1946 Luftwaffe thing. Looks fairly, the plane obviously was out, but that torpedo looks like sci-fi. Interesting lower fuselage and rear, lower, the main fuselage with the rear wings. And again, nice looking detail, big honkin' decal sheet with photo etch. Well, maybe I was missing the photo etch on some of these. This one had a big decal sheet. Maybe they did. Oh yeah, there's a tiny little photo etch on there. I'm not sure this Cromwell did, but I'm not going to check. All right, and then the last kit, the very last kit of this gigantic extravaganza is a Focke-Wulf F190-9 Cottbus early production. And again, I don't know anything about these aircraft other than maybe I've flown something similar in War Thunder, but I probably don't think I even have actually. And this is a very similar kit with crazy. Oh yeah, okay. It's just the way the glare was on there. I was thinking it was like instead of 3 props, I was thinking it was like 4 props, and they were in weird locations, but it was the glare. So again, the same lower center fuselage with the lower wing sections, and I assume also probably has some photo etch with big old decal sheet. And yep, that's it. All right, so again, purpose of these videos is to try to line these kits up with some people who want to do build reviews is what we prefer. I mean, inbox reviews are probably already done all these, because the kits have been out for weeks, multiple weeks or multiple months. So we'd really like to see these built and either put up in the forums or put up on the sites as reviews, or blogs or whatever you want to do, like in terms of something that provides us some level of content, and obviously the companies like IBG some level of exposure for their kit. You know, some previous experience doing these kind of things is usually, you know, nodded. Like we like, you know, people who like had some background doing this. But if you've never done it before and you want to give it a shot, obviously if you can show us something you've done before, it's more likely to say, oh yeah, you're competent to do this, and so forth. And most of that competency comes in terms of taking photos and, you know, wording and writing and so forth, not modeling competence. So, but yeah, and certainly if there's any of these products that I've gotten, like the ones from MIG that people want to try out on their current builds or something, if any of this stuff that you've either seen, you know, teased elsewhere or whatever, like the vignettes acrylic mud, and you want to use it on one of your dioramas or something, you know, give me a shout and I'll see about hooking you up with something. So again, you could write something in the forums, or write, you know, send us some completed photos or an article on your project when you're done. So that's what we're looking for. And if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, you can put them below, and I will, I'm sure, be anxious to read what everybody puts, except for the critiques about how I should do these videos better. No, I'm just kidding. Most of the reviews, things I've gotten on YouTube lately have been pretty good. There was a period back, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe when I was putting out more content, that I was getting a lot more, you know, constructive criticism, let's call it, but a lot of it wasn't all that constructive. Your videos suck, man. Okay. I was busy with other things. I don't really, you know, I wish I had the time, like I obviously have in the past spent, you know, days working on a video. I just don't have that kind of time anymore. So I hope you guys can appreciate that. Even me taking an hour or whatever to do this, and then another hour or so to edit this, and I might have to go back and reshoot some of that stuff that the microphone was plugged in but not turned on, because I think that might cause it to not do any audio. I can't remember, but we'll see. I wish the microphone would do an auto turn on thing, like, hey, I'm plugged into a phone, I need to turn myself on. That would be nice, but apparently when you spend $100 and something on a Rode microphone, it's not smart enough to turn itself on. You gotta remember to flip the switch. It's like, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm really wishing the 22nd century would get here quick, so some of these things we were expecting to be in the 21st century would suddenly come to fruition. Like, where the hell is my flying cars? Okay, well, thanks for watching. I've drawn it on long enough. Catch you next time. Bye-byes.